I have heard people, especially those who support Justice Maraga to be the next chair of the IEBC. I have heard them say that Justice Maraga is the one who made a judgment in the 2007, no, not 2007. They say that Justice Maraga is the one who overturned the presidential election. And so they say that on the strength of that, plus, Maraga is the only Chief Justice so far who would call a press conference and say that him and the judges were being harassed. So on the strength of those two, I've heard people say that they would prefer him as the next chair of the IEBC. I'd want to say that on the strength of those two, he should not be made the chairman of the IEBC. Let us start with the judgment. Let me start with the judgment. And anybody wanting to take me to court is free to take me to court. I am only afraid of two things. One, if you call me a liar, it affects me. Or if you say that I have exaggerated. You see, to me, a person who exaggerates something is worse than a liar. A liar just tells something that is not there, whatever, fiction and whatever. But a person who exaggerates or even alters the truth to suit a certain thinking, a certain idea, that's a very bad person. So if you call me a liar, or if you call me somebody exaggerating anything, then I get concerned. But when I tell the truth, even if I've got to be taken to court, even if I've been taken action, I don't care. I only care whether I'm telling the truth or not. Now let's go to the judgment. What had happened was that the constitution is very clear that we have 7 judges. We can even change the constitution to have 5 or something. The idea is to have an odd number, an odd number, an odd number, so that should they come to decide something, it is if it is an even number, let's say 2, one can say this, one can say this. If there are 4, but if it is an odd number, you'll find that one side is most likely will have more people than the other side. So in our case, the Supreme Court had 7. But unfortunately, one of the judges, Justice Ibrahim, was sick, so he could not participate. And so we were in a constitutional crisis. We were in a constitutional crisis where we had 6 judges. Now, this is how jurisprudence is. Since they remained 6 judges, if it comes to 3-3, 3 judges say the elections were rigged, and 3 judges say elections were not rigged, then that is a tie, and you go back to the last person who decided, which was the Electoral Commission. And the Electoral Commission had said Uhuru had won. So Uhuru's camp, or Jubilee camp, had only one wish: to gain 3 what do you call judges, to say that Uhuru won fair and square. Just 3 judges, so that one judge is considered an abstaining, because even if there are 7, one can decide to abstain, or even decide to say that I'm not sure which side. So the Jubilee side of Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta and William Samoei Ruto and others wanted to have 3 judges. And then they looked at 2 judges. They concluded, of course, with the assistance of the intelligence, NIS, they concluded that Njeri Dungu would side with them. There is another judge. I'll tell you the judge's name in the comments section. They were sure of that judge. They were sure of Njoki Ndungu and the other judge. They just knew that these two, there's no way they can judge against us. Of course, these things happen even in the US. You'll find that a judge who was appointed by a Republican president usually gives a judgment that are Republican friendly. And a judge who was appointed by a Democrat president mostly always vote for the party that sponsored them. So here in Kenya, these 2 judges, it was known that they'll vote for the Jubilee side. Now the problem was, it was Justice Ojwang. It was known that Justice Ojwang and Njoki Ndungu would vote for Jubilee. That one was known before they even retreated to write judgment. So the thing was, look at the other 3 judges and see look at the other 4 judges and see which one is easier to convince. They came to a conclusion that the easiest one to convince was Justice Smokin Wanjala. They concluded that it was Justice Smokin Wanjala who would be easy to convince. What they did not know is that Smokin Wanjala had concluded in his own judgment, and he was to sit down with his aides and write a judgment. He had already been convinced that Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta and William Samoei Ruto had won fair and square. He had concluded that. The only thing was for him to retreat with his legal aids and write a judgment to that effect. The assignment was given to Duale. The assignment was given to Duale to meet Justice Smokin Wanjala. They met. Of course, I have a problem with some of my viewers. When I talk something, I'm not justifying it. I'm an intelligence officer. I'm an NIS person. I am a special branch officer. In special branch, we just tell you this is what happened. Now, if I tell you this is what happened, and maybe you look at Wanjala is a bukusu like me and start saying, oh, yangu ni CCTV. CCTV just shows you what had happened. Back to where I was. I had already said that Smokin Wanjala had decided that Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta and had won fair and square. But then Duale and Smokin Wanjala met at, and if you ask me why did Justice Smokin Wanjala meet Duale knowing that he was whatever, you go and ask Justice Wanjala. I've never met him. Mine as an intelligence officer is to tell you what happened. Morality and whatever, don't ever ask an intelligence officer if it is moral for anything of that sort. So they met at Radisson Blue, Upper Hill, very near Upper Hill School, Don Bosco Church there. They met and discussed. And they were in agreement because Duale was telling Justice Smokin Wanjala, even, and Wanjala was saying, yeah, that is what I'm seeing. Then Duale made a mistake. He went under the table, produced a briefcase. It annoyed Smokin Wanjala. Smokin Wanjala left him with that briefcase and walked away and changed his mind and decided that Uhuru did not win fair and square. So he went and said he is on the side that had decided that Uhuru did not, the elections were mad with the irregularities. If Duale would not have met, if Duale would not have gone to Radisson Blue, things would have been different. So telling people that Maraga is the one who did whatever, that is cheating yourself and cheating everybody. Now, lastly, when the 7 judges sit to pass a judgment, there is the Chief Justice, there is the Deputy Chief Justice, and there's the 7 judges of the Supreme Court. Hapo hakuna seniority. For example, the Chief Justice and the Deputy Chief Justice can decide this side, and the other 5 judges. So they are equal judges who sit down and decide each one on his or her own merit. This is not a police station where the OCS and deputy OCS wakiamua, polisi wanafuata. No, 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 no. That one is just whatever. Chief Justice and Justice and the Deputy Chief Justice are only superior as far as administrative matters are there. Because the headmaster and the deputy headmaster do teach in school, just like any other teacher. But when it comes to administration of whatever, Judicial Service Commission and other issues, that is when they are on the administration. Remember, when it comes to Judicial Service Commission, the Chief Justice cannot even tell the district magistrate for. Is it for? The district magistrate, I know police officers are laughing. He cannot tell the district magistrate 3 on what to do. The magistrate, any magistrate from the lowest to the highest, decides on only 2 things. 1, the evidence given. 2, the law. So saying that Maraga is the one who did that, no. Then it comes to this part where people are saying Maraga used to confront the government and whatever, whatever. I think if we have, I suspect Willie Mutunga had issues with the government and even the current Chief Justice. I would want to believe that when the 2 arms, the judiciary and the executive, disagree, it should be done behind the curtains the way Mutunga and Koome do. So if that is the only reason you can want Maraga to be the Chief Justice, to be the chairman of IEBC, then that is a wrong decision. Thank you.